When I look at the TV, that's been recorded, videotape, how many years ago? 5 years ago? Is it 5 years ago? 4.
1 or 2 years ago.
Only 1 year ago, Amitabha Sutra? Oh, I didn't even recognize myself. Time is gone. A lot of wrinkles on the face and a lot of wriggling teeth now. So sooner or later, there wouldn't be anyone sitting in here, not myself. Now, when I first started to build this temple in 35 years ago, in 1980, I came from Vancouver. My whole family moved to Vancouver. And then we started to nurture this idea, because at that time in the 1980s, there was no temple. There was a church, a Catholic church, modified into a temple on the 49th Street. They still have that. Church, Catholic church modified into a Buddhist temple. They still have that. Other than that, there's no Buddhist structure. So I started this idea of building a small Buddhist temple. That's 1980. We started the drawings and all that, and buy land and all that. And this many years ago. And when the temple was finally constructed in 1985, I think, or 84, we have quite a few supporters, about 100 of them, supporters, male and female. In the 1980s, I didn't see them anymore. I got scared. They all died. I'm almost about the only one left. So you see, death is not too far away. Every minute ticks. You know, every minute you are approaching death closer and closer. When you think you're happy, so I'm going on holidays and tomorrow I'm taking a party, I'm buying a house and I'm going to do all decoration in my house, Christmas coming up and all that and all that. You are planning on temporary pleasures all the time, and you forget about the jail that we are living in. You know that we're living in this world of jail? We're bound by karma and by ego. The time will come that you had to leave. You had to die. It's practical. I'm not negative. Don't say I'm negative. Anyone who doesn't have to die, raise your hand. You don't have to die. Raise your hand, please. I'd like to learn more from you. So everybody has to die. But death, you always think that death is so remote. I'm healthy. What, you know, I'm old, say I'm 73, 74. I have a little bit of diabetes and a little bit of discomfort here and there, but I'm healthy. I'm okay. But death is how far away? You think how far away is death? 1 day? Say 2 days? 3 days? No. Death is between a breath. You hold your breath and you don't get loose. You're gone in 7-8 minutes. So death is very close, and the Buddha said, always reminded us in the sutra, death is close. You've got to learn how to get away from this jail that we're living in. Do you recognize that this is the jail, that this is a prison that we're living in? And the Buddha said there's freedom outside, but we don't know freedom. We think that this is it. And we always live in reincarnation. Where do you come from before you were born? Where were you? Where are you going after you die? You think, Our life is just one life and that's it, no more. So if I die, I'm like a candle. The flame is put out and that's it for me. I only have one life. If your thinking is just you have one life, there's no time dimension, or you have just a present life, then you're losing the concept of time dimensions. If you have only one life, there's a danger in that kind of belief. You know why? That's a criminal's belief. I only have this one life. As long as I'm happy, I can kill, I can rape, I can rob. I don't have any money now, but I only have one life. I want to rob the bank and get all the money and then enjoy myself. Everybody has only one life. Think about this. If you have only one life, the world is not fair. There was a principal of a very famous university in Hong Kong. I know him, he's my friend. If I tell you his name, you'll know about it if you're from Hong Kong. The principal of a very famous university in Hong Kong. And he was Christian. His wife was Christian. And later, he changed to be a Buddhist. And many of the students asked him, what made you change your belief and started to be interested in Buddhism? He said, my first interest is I believe in reincarnation. If there is no reincarnation, it's not fair. How come it's not fair? If there's no reincarnation, I kill someone and I don't have to pay for it. I don't have to suffer for it. I killed someone, I got away from police, and that's it. As long as I'm very intelligent in avoiding the police. But the Buddha's teaching says that you created the karma. Your body of this life, you can get away. You can get away in future lives. There's a causality which extends from previous life into this life, and if you haven't got enlightened, it will extend into the next life. This is a cycle. You carry your karmic energy through. The Buddhist Paticca Samuppada tell us to end this cycle. Get away from the cycle of prison, and go to nirvana. Are you not interested in learning more about it? Or you're just coming every Saturday for a meal, a free meal, and that's it? A lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people just interested in, getting a Saturday, you have nowhere else to go, and some free time in the morning, you come for meditation, and then you have a free complimentary lunch, and then you go exercising, and that you spend a day. And it's not bad in the temple. Good food, and a little bit of dessert. I don't have to pay for it. If that is Buddhism, that is your only interest, that is too shallow. You got to know more about your own life. You got to know more about it. Not just knowing it. You have to walk the walk. You have to really practice it. If you don't have a bondage of a family now, if you have a bondage of a family, you can get away from the practice, because you got to work. You got to make your money. You got to feed your children. You got to keep the family going. You got to have a house. You got to pay rent, or you got to pay a mortgage, and you got to pay many. You have a lot of bondages on you, and you may not know about it. You can't get away from your duties, because how much time you have per day? You're so busy. You got to go to work. You have a lot of chores to do. You have your children to look after. You have all these things. Your business. You're not free. You're a busy man and woman. What were you busy with? Not busy with wisdom of life. Not busy with getting away from this cycle of reincarnation and suffering. You're busy with keeping your body, keeping other people's body, keeping your home intact. You're busy with making money for your boss. You're busy with looking for fame, reputation, wealth, all that. Is it worth a whole life putting into it? If you do not have a bondage now, don't go into one. If you just get divorced, congratulations. You're free. If you haven't got a girlfriend, congratulations, you're free. Don't get into any bondages. Go on to the Buddha's path. Go on to that spiritual, miraculous odyssey, which would take you to freedom from jail, freedom from prison. And it's fun in doing that. I always tell people, meditation is looking at a movie about yourself. You like big movies of other people's scripts? A lot of movies going on. Somebody wrote the scripts, they play the role, and you pay the money and you enjoy the movie. Why don't you enjoy your own movie? Every minute of meditation is in a self-enlightened movie. You are the director, and you are the actor. You are the script writer. You may even win an Academy Award in your mind. Because by the time you get nirvana, there's 1,000-fold more fun than winning an Academy Award. How much pain and suffering is behind an award? That you should know about. I have in bondage, I know. I have played many roles in my life. I played the role of a father, I played the role of a husband, I played the role of a son, I played a role of a businessman, I played many roles, and I got sick of them. Not because I hated them. I wasted my time. I've been looking for money. I try to do business, and in doing business, we try to manipulate things and set up strategy and fighting and competition, cutthroat competition, backstabbing on colleagues, trying to climb up in the hierarchy of management. Lots of karmic energy I've created, and finally I said I had enough. So I went this way. So if you're not in bondage, we have an event coming up, which I need to explain according to this question. Please explain the ordination event and all that. In August, we have a 7-day retreat and ordination where people can practice, become a monk or nun. And you have two choices. One is actually get tonsure, that is shave off your head, which is the real 7-day monk or nun. The other is with hair. It's not complete, but it's better than not doing it. So we have 58 people traveling, flying all the way from Hong Kong to participate in this very interesting, blissful event. They spend a lot of money in traveling. They get the vacations. Some of them even give up the payroll for 7 days, 2 weeks to come here. So that's the time when you have a taste of freedom, where you can throw away your cell phone. We'll throw them away for you. So if you bring your cell phone, we'll collect the cell phones for you. You don't need a cell phone to live. How do we live before? Cell phone only came in about 1980. How do we live? We're more happy with our cell phone. We're more happy with our WhatsApp. You know what WhatsApp did to you? Your head is always like this, and you're answering and answering. You're not talking anymore. You're writing and writing and writing. It's all confused. And you always have a back problem. So we take away your cell phone, and the 7 days where you can practice meditation on your way to nirvana, the first initial steps to nirvana. And we have a structured program every day where you don't speak all the time. You're not allowed to speak. You keep quiet and in solitude, and you wake up 4 o'clock in the morning. And we have a whole series of procedures and actions that you go through. Meditation, listening to Dharma talk, and repentance, and circumambulations, and also joining luncheon meetings like this, where you forget about the outside world for 7 days. And you build a lot of karmic energy, pure benevolent karmic energy for you. This is our first attempt to do the 7 days. And we'll try it out in Chinese language first. And then as time goes on, we may have it in English. We still need to translate some of these. But spiritual odyssey transcends language. It's not necessary to really know the language. Meditation is meditation. You don't need those words, those language in your mind to meditate. So you can join us if you want. Any spots still available, we'll make something out for you if possible. It depends on how you do it. If you say, I will only come for a day, sorry. If you only come, say, in the afternoon, sorry, we don't do it like that, because we have to get residence for you. We have to prepare for a lot for you. A lot of work has been done. We already have conducted 10 meetings to get it prepared, because we have 58 people from and also local people. We have local people joining too. According to a sutra, there was a prince at the time of the Buddha, and his name is Virasena. The prince's name was Virasena, and he was the prince, the only prince of that kingdom. And his father, the king, gave him all the luxuries to enjoy. A lot of beautiful ladies, and in the palaces and all that. And he's enjoying sensual pleasures all the time, relationships all the time. You're eating the best thing and you're enjoying everything. And then one day, Buddha Sakyamuni was in contemplation. And after contemplation, he talked to Ananda. Ananda is the attendant, the Buddha's attendant. And he told Ananda, Virasena is your relative. Because Ananda was also a prince before he got ordination. Before he was ordained into a monk, Ananda was also a prince. And he was a cousin of Virasena, the other prince, who was enjoying luxuries and every day enjoying in palace, sensual pleasures. Dancing and relationships and everything, being a prince, of course. And then the Buddha Sakyamuni said, Ananda, you have to go to tell your cousin, because of what he's been doing, I can see that he's going to die in 7 days. After 7 days, he's going to die. And after his death, he would go into Inferno. That's the karmic energy that will bring him into. And I would like you to tell him about that. He is going to Inferno after 7 days. But there is a remedy. If he can become a monk for only 1 day and 1 night, he may turn the situation around. He may not have to go to Inferno. I know the karmic energy of being a monk for a day and a night, this 24 hours. Tell him about that. So Ananda went to the prince. And this is a long story in that sutra. I just shorting it out for you. And they talked, and the prince said, the prince was terrified, because the Buddha always predicted right. So the prince said, the Sakyamuni Buddha the predictions always came true. So he became extremely worried. But after long discussions with Ananda, the prince said, I want to obey the Buddhas. I still want to enjoy for 6 days. On the 7th day, I become a monk. But I still enjoy luxuries and pleasures because I have 7 days. I only need to be a monk for 1 day, right? One night, so I still have 6 days. He kept on enjoying himself with all these beautiful ladies and luxuries and everything. And then on the 7th day, he really became ordained and become a monk, and really observed the precepts for 1 day and 1 night. And he died. And because of the karmic energy of that 1 day and 1 night become a monk, he went into heaven, the 6th level of heavens, 7 times. The first level, second level, the first level of heaven, 1 day and 1 night in the first level is equivalent to 50 years in this world. That's the first level of heaven. The second level of heaven, 1 day and 1 night in that heaven, is equivalent to 100 years of our world. The third level is equivalent to 200 years. So in other words, there 1 day and 1 night, the time dimension is longer. So this prince reincarnated into the son of the king of the first level of heaven, and keep on enjoying and enjoying for, according to our time dimensions, millions of years. And then they went to the second level, third level, fourth level, and then up to the sixth level, and come back again in the first level 7 times. And then after this 7 times, how do we know? Because the relatives of the prince and Ananda went to Buddha and asked him about it. The king went to Buddha. My son died. Where did he go? And then the Buddha explained all these things. He's now in heaven, and he will be in there 7 times, back and forth 7 times. And then in his last life, he will become a monk again. And in that monk, he really practiced, and he will become a Pratyeka Buddha. And he will be forever away from reincarnation in the last life. You see, becoming a monk for a day and a night has so much merits. Why didn't you come? What do you want? Where would you have gone if you hadn't come for that day? In the morning you went to McDonald's, and at lunchtime you went to White Spot, and at dinner you went to an Italian restaurant eating your spaghetti with everything, enjoying your sirloin steak. That's one day. Why don't you use that day spiritually? Are you convinced or you're not? Try to dig into that sutra. That sutra tells you all the information about Virasena, the prince, how he became one day, a monk for 1 day and 1 night, and he went to heaven after death 7 times, and then the last life he became a monk, and then attained enlightenment, became a Pratyeka Buddha. I'm going to talk about this sutra in the 7 days, sentences by sentence, sentence by sentence. I'm going to explain this sutra in Chinese. I didn't have time to translate it, both in English and Chinese, but I'm giving you a short story already on it.
So would you say that there's predestination?
Predestination? It's not predestination. If it is predestination, that means the prince would have gone to hell already. It couldn't be changed, right? But he's not, because of what he'd done. He changed it. Destinations can be changed. I'm going to Richmond now. I'm going to the temple, and on my way, I got hit by a car, and I had an accident. I couldn't go. So my destination is the temple for the Saturday morning meditation, but my destination turned out to be in the police. It turned out to be somewhere. So destinations can change. Nothing is not change. Nothing is permanent. Everything is changing. Hopefully you change for the best. Change to be better. Yeah? This symbol? Yeah. This symbol means it is not a swastika. It's just the opposite of the swastika. Nazi Germany borrowed that sign from the Buddha sign. That means the wheel, turning the Dharma wheel far and wide, turning the wheel far and wide to all sentient beings, turning the compassion to all sentient beings, going in a circle in a radiant way to go to every direction. The kindness, the compassion, the Buddha's teaching. Okay, that means a radiation to all. It's not the Nazi's swastika. Yeah, okay.